Let's talk about the Mega Millions and the Powerball, right? One of them is at $1.8 billion, right? I remember when a lottery first came out, when a Powerball first came out, Mega Millions first came out, people was hitting the Powerball and Mega Millions all over the place. They even had a time where 5 people hit the Powerball at the same time. They all had to split the winnings. I can't remember how much it was. It was maybe like 20 something million that they all had to split. But how many times now in today's era do you guys hear about multiple people hitting the Powerball or the Mega Millions at the same time? I'm going to tell you why you don't hear it anymore, guys. Because they found a way to control the Mega Million and the Powerball. It is a scam. Mega Million and Powerball lottery is the biggest scam in U.S. history. Now that the Powerball is up to $1.8 billion, you're going to have a lot of people running out, buying that ticket. You're not going to win nothing but $3, $5 if you get the Mega Ball right or the Powerball right, and you match 1 or 2 numbers. It's all a scam, man. All of it is a scam. If you're wasting your money on Powerball tickets, man, you better off going in the gas station and just buying a scratch-off ticket, a $5 or a $10 scratch-off ticket, because you almost guaranteed 1 in every 2 to every 3 tickets is a winner. You're going to either win your $5 back, or you're going to end up double, triple, or quadruple your money on a scratch-off ticket versus a Mega Million or a Powerball, guys. They started controlling this stuff because they found a way to make more money. Somebody hit that $1.8 billion in the Mega Millions or Powerball, whichever one that it is right now. I guarantee you, a month or 2 from right now today, from them hitting right now, it's going to be back up in the billions. People used to hit the Powerball and the Mega Millions when it was just in the hundreds of millions of dollars. No one ever hits it anymore until it crosses over to $1 billion, guys. It's a scam, y'all. It's a scam. I see it. I know a lot of old school people like myself see it. It has become a huge joke. It's not even worth playing the Mega Million or Powerball anymore, guys. You're wasting your freaking money. I go into the gas station. I buy a soda. The guy behind the counter says, "Oh, you're going to get your Mega Million today?" And you know what my response is? How many people do you know in your real life that's won the Mega Millions? None. He says none. I said, how many people in your real life do you know to hit the Powerball? Oh, none. So I go into a different gas station a few days later. I'm purchasing something, scratch off ticket. The guy says, "Hey, you getting your Mega Million today? It's up to $1 billion. I said, "Sir, how many people do you know that's won the Mega Millions?" He said, "Oh, no one." I said, "How many people you know who won the Powerball?" "Oh, no one." I says, "Well, I don't want to take it." They're always trying to hype that stuff up to sell it to you, but yet you can't tell me one person that you know in real life who's won the Mega Million or Powerball. You can tell me how many people bought a scratch-off ticket and won $500 or $1,000 or $10,000, but you can't tell me one person that you know in your real life who won the Mega Million or Powerball. Quit buying them damn Mega Million and Powerballs, y'all. You're wasting your freaking money. All that money is going into a big old pot, and that money is going to one person, and it's only going to go to that one person once it crosses over $1 billion. Why? Do you guys ever ask yourself why no one hit the Mega Million or Powerball when it's at like $10 million, $20 million, $15 million? You mean to tell me out of all the millions of people who play this stuff every single day, not one person hits unless it's over $1 billion? Quit letting these people scam y'all, man. They selling y'all a dream that's never going to come true, bro.
Okay, so look, every time that Powerball jackpot hits some ridiculous eye-popping number, you always know what happens. Everybody and their mama rushes to the 7-Eleven talking about, "I've got a feeling this time for a shot at a new life. It's just a couple of bucks, right? What's the harm?" But girl, what if I told you that you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning, becoming an astronaut, or getting taken out by a meteorite than winning that jackpot? I'm serious. You're not just buying a ticket. You're making a donation to the Get Rich Off of Wishful Thinking Fund. This isn't a game of bad luck. Child, it's a financial trap and it is set with expert precision. So stick with me for a few minutes because I'm about to expose the mathematical impossibility you're up against, show you where your $2 or $3 really goes, and spill the tea on the dark side of winning that they pray you never find out about. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll be looking at that little lottery slip with some serious side eye. All right, so let's get into the nitty gritty. The numbers. The part they whisper real quiet in the commercials but never say with their chests. The odds of winning the Powerball grand prize are about 1 in 292 million. For Mega Millions, it's even more disrespectful at around 1 in 302 million. 302 million. To put that into perspective for you, imagine flipping a coin and having it land on heads 28 times in a row. That's basically your chance of winning. You are statistically speaking more likely to be killed by a dog, become a famous movie star, or find a pearl in your Friday night oysters. It's ridiculous. And here's the real gag. The whole game is a setup with what's called a negative expected return. That's just a fancy way of saying that for every dollar you put in, you are statistically guaranteed to get less than $1 back over time. The entire business model is built on making sure the total prize money they pay out is always less than all the money they collect from ticket sales. It's like a vending machine where you put in $1 and it spits out 50 cents. But once in a blue moon, it shoots $1 million at one person while everybody else just gets taken. Make it make sense. This is why a lot of critics call the lottery a tax on the poor, or as I call it, a tax on desperation. It preys on people who feels like they're running out of options, selling this intoxicating fantasy of a one-time escape from money problems, all while making those problems worse. $2 or $3 at a time. And don't even get me started on, well, I'll just buy 10 tickets. Okay, so your odds just went from 1 in 292 million to a huge 10 in 292 million. Congratulations, you just spent 10 times the money to be just as statistically certain to lose. So if the math alone doesn't have you clutching your purse, let's pull back the curtain because this is where it gets real shady. I've got 3 truths for you that show this ain't just bad luck. It's a whole system. Oh, it's for a good cause. The money goes to the schools. Girl, please. That is the number one defensive lottery, and it's one of the biggest scams. A lot of state lotteries were sold to the public with the promise that the money would fund things like education. And yeah, technically the money goes into state budgets, but they're playing a shell game with it. Budget experts have been screaming about this for years. Instead of adding your lottery money to the existing school budget, state governments often use it to replace funds that were supposed to come from regular taxes anyway. Think of it like this. Let's say a state planned to give its school $1 billion from taxes, and then the lottery makes $200 million for education. Do the schools now get $1.2 billion? Ha! No. The state just gives them $800 million from the tax fund and throws in your $200 million from the lottery to get back to the original billion. The schools see no net increase, and the state now has a free $200 million to spend somewhere else, all while smiling in your face, talk about it's for the kids. The audacity. And they also added on to your car taxes because you're still paying school tax on car tax. Make that make sense. Hey, hold on a second. We're all here hoping for that one big win, right? That ticket that changes everything. But what if I told you that you don't have to rely on luck to build the life that you want? What if you could create your own winning ticket, one that pays out consistently? While we dream about jackpots, thousands of people are quietly building real, sustainable income online. They're not gambling, they're learning a proven system. That's where Wealthy Affiliate comes in. It's a platform that teaches you step by step how to turn any passion, Yes, any passion at all into a successful online business. Forget waiting for your numbers to be called. This is about taking control and creating your own financial freedom. Don't just dream about winning, learn how to build it. Click the link in the description box or click the link in the comments section below to check out Wealthy Affiliate. See for yourself how you can stop leaving your future to chance. It's free, so click the link. All right, now let's get back to the video.
The lottery is a scam. The fact that it's reached $1.7 billion and people are struggling, people are homeless, people cannot afford to pay their bills, people cannot afford to pay for food, people cannot afford basic human needs, and the lottery is at 1.7 billion. One person is going to get that. Like, come on now. Then, not even to top it off, most of it is going to taxes. So the lottery is a scam because whoever wins, most of it goes to the government anyways. That's why they want you to play. That's why they want you to be like, yes, there's a chance that I can get it. You know the chances of you winning this lottery being $1.7 billion? Like, come on now. But either way, this country, no, I hate it here. I hate it here.
Okay, but let's say you do it. You beat the odds, the lightning strikes, and you actually win. For a whole lot of people, that dream turns into a nightmare fast. They even have a name for it, the lottery curse. And child, no story will break your heart more or prove this point better than that of Jack Whitaker. Back in 2002, Jack, a successful construction businessman from West Virginia, won a $314 million Powerball jackpot. He was already a millionaire and a good guy in his community. The first thing he did was vow to give millions to churches and charities. He bought the woman who he worked for at the store where he got the ticket a house, a new car, and gave her a $50,000 check. A whole fairy tale, right? Wrong. That win put a giant target on his back. He was sued constantly for the most ridiculous things. His home and car were broken into over and over. The constant begging for money and the betrayals from people close to him destroyed his trust in anyone. His life just spiraled into one tragedy after another. His granddaughter tragically fell into drug addiction and passed away. Just a few years later, his daughter died too. Jack's marriage fell apart and he struggled with drinking. In an interview years after his win, he said he wished he had torn up the ticket. He passed away in 2020, and one of his last wishes was not to be remembered for the money. He told a reporter, "I'm only going to be remembered as a lunatic who won the lottery." It's a heartbreaking, cautionary tale that sudden wealth without privacy and protection can be a straight up poison. Honey, if I win, please don't put me in no newspaper. I don't even want nobody to see my face, okay? I know that was heavy, but we need to talk about this stuff. And if you're getting anything out of this little chat, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps tell the algorithm that this is a conversation worth having, and it gets the video out to more folks who might be about to spend their hard-earned money on a false dream. Thanks.
Did you know that in 1995, the same criminal organization won the New York State Lottery 3 times in a row, taking home $47 million? Lisa Martinez had been the trusted lottery commissioner for 8 years, known for her integrity and public service. But behind closed doors, she was running the most sophisticated lottery scam in American history. For $2 million per drawing, Martinez sold winning numbers directly to mafia families. She had complete access to the lottery's security systems and rigged the drawing machines with pre-selected combinations. To the public, the numbers looked completely random, but every ball was carefully planned. Crime bosses would place their bets days before each drawing, knowing exactly which numbers would fall. The operation ran flawlessly for over 2 years until the FBI planted wiretaps. They recorded Martinez providing next week's winning numbers to organized crime leaders. The investigation revealed that millions of legitimate players had unknowingly participated in rigged games. Martinez was sentenced to 25 years in federal prison. The lottery system was completely overhauled to prevent future corruption.
Now for the last truth, and this one is sneaky. Truth number 3. The whole system is designed to mess with your head. This isn't just a math problem, it's a psychological one. The entire experience is engineered to get you hooked and keep you playing, even when you know the odds are trash. Here's how they do it. When you gamble, your brain releases a chemical called dopamine. That's the feel good stuff. And you don't just get it when you win, you get it from the anticipation of a potential win. And here's the real trick, the near miss. You ever get 3 out of 6 numbers and think, oh, I was so close? Your brain loves that. It releases a little bit of dopamine that encourages you to try again. Your brain can't tell the difference between a game of skill, where a near miss means that you're improving, and a game of pure chance where it means absolutely nothing. Over time, your brain builds a tolerance. Just like with an addictive drug, you need to take bigger risk, buy more tickets, play more often to get that same level of excitement. It creates a powerful cycle of chasing losses to get that next high, and the people who run the lotteries know exactly what they're doing. Their commercials with the happy people on yachts aren't just selling tickets, they're selling dopamine. They're selling hope, bottled up in a $2 piece of paper. So, now that I've completely rained on your lottery parade, what are you supposed to do instead? The answer is simple and honestly way more powerful. Bet on yourself. The average American spent about $320 on lottery tickets in 2023, and in some states, it was higher than that. People in Massachusetts spent an average of $915. But let's be conservative. Let's say that you only spend $5 a week on tickets. That's $260 a year. If you just stuff that cash in a shoebox, in 20 years, you'd have $5,200. Not bad. But what if you invested it? If you put that same $260 a year into a simple S&P 500 index fund, assuming a conservative 7% average return, after 20 years, you wouldn't have $5,000, you'd have over $11,000. After 30 years, that little weekly habit could grow to over $15,000. That, my friend, is the power of compound interest. It is the most reliable force for building wealth on the planet. It's not based on once in a lifetime luck. It's based on discipline, patience, and time. Your money starts working for you, earning its own money. It's a slow, steady climb, not a 1 in 300 million shot in the dark. It's the difference between buying a ticket for a dream and actually building one. Look, I get it. The allure of the lottery is powerful. It promises a shortcut, an escape hatch from all of your worries, and that fantasy is deeply human. But that promise is a lie. It's a system designed to profit from that very hope while making sure that for almost everybody, hope is all they'll ever get. You're not just wasting your money, you're funding a system that misleads the public and can destroy the very lives it claims it will save.
So that big ass lottery that people have been talking about for a long time, well, looks like it has been, what the hell is that? Looks like it has been won by two winning numbers or two winning tickets, one in Missouri and one in Texas. The kicker, y'all, is that these are two states where you can be anonymous, and I looked it up, and the number of states that have anonymity aren't very large. So for two states to win this, and both of them from anonymous states, we'll never know who the winner was. Who's to say that it actually was one? It happens all the time. If you ever notice, when lotteries get really large, it's always a state with anonymity that wins.
The real jackpot isn't found in a random number drawing. It's found in financial literacy, in disciplined saving, and in investing in your own future. So next time you feel that urge to buy a ticket, take that $5 and put it towards a goal you can actually control. Pay down a little debt. Start an investment account or buy a book that will teach you something new. Stop playing their game. It's time to start winning your own. Thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about building real wealth and making smarter financial decisions, go ahead and subscribe. I have a lot more to break down about the financial systems that affect your daily life. See you in the next one. Bye.